money, 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 money.
Is that really how the song goes?
Money. Why did they change that song, man? I needed that song back. Now they got this song now. It's a little bit more happier and stuff like that.
It's a little bit more PG. Sound.
I like the song, but I need my money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Yeah. Okay, so after after the song, we have Money in the Bank that's in the books.
Right. Before we kick off, just letting you guys know that we're going to start this video off talking mostly about the women in the beginning and the men later on down the line.
Women's wrestling?
Yes, women's wrestling.
Women's wrestling is not a draw.
So if you want to, if you feel like women's wrestling is not a draw and you want to fast forward to the men, we will leave the time stamp in the description box below.
Actually, we support women's wrestling around here, okay?
But if you do not listen to the women's section, then you are sexist. Actually, no, we don't believe that. But I was actually really surprised that the women started off so quickly. Like,
you gotta get them out the way.
All right. I was really surprised that they started off the women, so quickly. And I was actually I have mixed feelings about this one.
It was a circus.
Honestly, it's like as weird and awkward as it was, I still prefer it to last year's. Like, I feel like last year's was really bad to me. Like, last year's Women's Money in the Bank was like, it just made all the women look just stupid. Like, you had Naomi just standing up there fighting, and all the women at the top.
Nikki trash.
Yeah, you had all the women literally standing on top of the ladder, and the briefcase is right there, and they're hitting each other. And I'm like, why are none of y'all grabbing the briefcase?
I think this year's ending was better than last year's ending. And last year's ending made everybody look like an idiot.
Yeah.
This year's ending, at least you told the story with Liv Morgan, who had a great night last night.
Yes.
And Becky, big time Bex, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, Becky proved why she is who she is. She proved why she's like, I don't want to say a veteran, but out of this new class of people, she proved why she's on the top. Because, like, last night, I don't know what it was. I just feel like all the women just choked.
Yo, two women. Shotzi and your girl Raquel.
That's not my girl. I don't know what you're talking about.
Showing her back muscles. Yo, her muscles got a little exposed yesterday. Don't forget that little ladder spot that she tried to pick up. Who was it? Bliss and Liv Morgan on the ladder?
Yeah.
And she tried to pick it up, and one side was up and the other. I was like, sis, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Bianca Belair would have lifted it.
Yeah, they're trying to like push her as the strong woman, and it's like,
you know who else would have lifted it? I'm critical about this person, but I think Jade would have lifted that joint. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what's crazy is, like, I feel like they trying to push Raquel as this strong woman, and it's like, I'm not saying she's not strong, but there's a difference between being strong and being tall. Like, they trying to make her into this big old, I don't think she has big back muscles. That's the whole. Even when she was in NXT and she's flexing her back muscles, and I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's just tall.
Where's the muscles?
But Raquel, she was smiling on that ladder too.
Smiling?
She was not. But yeah, last night I just felt like it was just so awkward. Like, I felt like everybody was like either anticipating the spots. I think especially with the NXT women, like Shotzi, Raquel, like I feel like they were so
Shotzi, man.
nervous. And Shotzi's my girl, and I really wanted this to be her time to shine.
The crowd was eating her up too.
They were.
They was into Shotzi last night.
Yeah, and I'm like, I love Shotzi, and I felt like even leading up to the Money in the Bank, she actually got me invested because I didn't know too much about Shotzi. The only thing I knew about her was Welcome to the Ball Pit
from the 2K video game.
From the video game,
My Rise.
Yeah, and so I feel like she's really been showing her personality, and I feel like this is what the women need right now is personality. Like, they need, to bring something to the table or like create these stories. And I just feel like the women, have not been doing that, but Shotzi has been doing that. So I just feel like this Money in the Bank, like, I really wanted her to shine, and she had like some slip. I feel like she got better down the line, But even like she wasn't.
She almost killed Alexa Bliss.
She wasn't hitting no finisher. She wasn't like she was doing some real basic moves. She wasn't doing no like.
She almost took out Bliss.
No signature moves. No nothing. I just feel like I don't know what it was, but it just seemed like she choked or she was like afraid to really like go all out. But there was botches. There was missed spots. It was just Becky showed why she's the top woman.
Becky did a thing.
She
and even
like
Liv Morgan held her own. She tried to get a little extra in there, and I'm proud to, me being a Liv Morgan fan, I've been following Liv Morgan since she was the yo. If you go back to her NXT days, she come out, do a little spinning thing, and a lot of people thought she was Alexa Bliss. It was weird. She looked, her and Bliss was very glitter Bliss, that Bliss with the blue joint. But anyway, I've been following Liv Morgan since then, and she was always somebody that I saw potential in, but she never really had that moment. She's long overdue for a moment like this.
Yeah.
Long overdue for a title opportunity because she's been proven, she's been trying her best. She's been trying to get down and dirty in that ring.
Yeah.
She tries to go the extra mile.
Yeah.
And these Spitfires and stuff, it's great to see these little Spitfire get in the ring and just get down and dirty. And even more dirty than the bigger people.
And she deserved this spot. They said that, Vince was not behind this decision whatsoever. It was like, this has to be Stephanie behind this decision because, Liv has, of course, been, in somebody that we've been wanting to win for a while now. She's been the underdog, and I feel like we were finally rewarded for what she did last night. Yeah. I mean, winning the actual Money in the Bank and then cashing in during, after that whole Ronda and Natty
match,
which that match was like,
match was boring.
Yeah, that match put you to sleep.
Boring.
Yeah, so,
I like both women. I'm a fan of Ronda. I'm a fan of Natty, but I'm a fan of Ronda's first run. This one is just not it, bro. Yeah. It's just not it. And you know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of Natalya as well. I feel like Natalya could have been the female Bret Hart if her career was booked correctly.
Yeah.
A lot of people will say, oh, you said the female Bret. Yes. And that's because Natalya is a legit technician. Yeah. Natalya did what she can to bring some feeling into the storyline. Yeah. Natty really tried. And she's a storyteller in the ring. Yeah. She tried outside the ring. Yeah. And Natty, I just feel like her career just her career's at a point now where it's just like, unfortunately, a lot of people just don't care. Even though I'm still a Natalya fan, I think the woman could go. And there's a reason why they put people, especially new people, in the ring with Natalya because you can trust Natty.
Right.
But Natty did the number on Ronda. Liv Morgan comes out. I thought she was just going to hit Sis with the Oblivion and that was it.
Yeah.
But it was just, they had the little ankle lock moment.
Yeah, I mean, my thing, that kind of scared everybody, I think. I'm so glad that they actually gave her the win because I was like, yo, if they really make freaking Liv tap out right here, then just pack it up and go home, sis. They don't respect you. But, you were talking about the Ronda run, this awful run, and I just feel like Ronda just strikes me as the type of person. Now, I don't know her personally, of course. She might be a nice person, but she really kind of strikes me as the type that if everybody doesn't love her, she doesn't want to be here. Like if she's not getting the cheering, if she's not getting the praise, if she's not, turning everybody's heads, that she doesn't want to be here. And to me, it's like
she don't have that buzz the way that she had that first run.
But why would y'all think she would? It is 2021. I mean, not 2021. It's that she what came back in 2021?
2022.
Okay, so she came back. Oh yeah, she came back. Yeah, this year. I'm sorry.
In the beginning of the year.
Yeah, it's 2022, and y'all are acting as if Ronda is still a hot topic. Ronda has not been a hot topic for 4 years? Who's talking about Ronda anymore? Like, the way WWE really tried to bring her in to make it seem like she was going to boost ratings, she was going to bring the women's division
was
to life.
actually tanking.
Yeah, like, what was Ronda going to do for you guys? Absolutely nothing. It's just like, it just really upsets me that they're treating her like she's some draw. Like
Liv Morgan came out. She did what everybody wanted, to happen. Take the title off of Ronda. You know what I'm saying? And she won it in like a little roll up, very weak roll up in my opinion. for it to be Ronda Rousey. This is not a
Yeah.
Shotzi or something like that.
Yeah.
This is Ronda Rousey, and she just got rolled up by little old
But
Liv.
you could tell, like, I just feel like Ronda was just not a team
Yeah.
player. Like, even when she would come out, her promos, all that stuff was just always just weak.
Ronda Rousey.
The promos was weak. Her energy was weak. Like you said, Natalya was kind of carrying that feud, kind of carrying that storyline. And that couldn't have been easy because even when Ronda came out, it's just nothing she did made you care. And they gave Ronda everything. They had her win the Royal Rumble, which was a waste. And ever since then, it's just like, it was just clear that they were just giving Ronda all these opportunities and trying so hard to get people invested in the story, putting her up against Charlotte, and it's just like, we just did not care.
It wasn't the run. First of all, Ronda Rousey needed to come back as a heel. She needed to come back the way that she left. And because this was the situation that we ran into. Now, I know that she wasn't watching when Ronda was doing her first run, but Ronda's first run started out, I mean, she had a little bit more buzz around her around that time. It was a huge deal when she came out during that Royal Rumble 2018. But, you know, when it came to her characteristics, it was very similar to what it is now.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey only got interesting when she went rogue. She went, no more nice girl, no more, and she was talking about how she was about to go rogue, and she literally washed, I do believe it was Becky and Charlotte at the same time. I know she beat up Becky. Yeah. And I know Charlotte was involved.
Honestly.
But it was just like, she should have came back as the rogue Ronda. That is like the only believable Ronda, you know what I'm saying? Like, she should have came back not necessarily as a babyface, or she could have been a tweener. Whoever gets in the ring with me is going to get washed.
My whole thing with the Ronda is that I just feel like, more so than her, it was just like, I feel like the company was insulting people's intelligence when it came to her, because it was just like, you guys want us to feel like she's earning all these opportunities. It's clear that she's not. She's getting it because of her name. She's getting the success because of all that stuff. And you guys, if we were to have Ronda back, everybody knew that they wanted Ronda and Becky, and y'all didn't give it to her. Y'all tried to force feed Ronda and Charlotte, tried to make a story work that just did not work. Gave them promos almost every SmackDown that nobody cared about. Y'all pulled out all the stops, and it was clear from the beginning that we were not invested, but y'all kept treating it as if we should be. And that's the thing I just did not like. But, you know, shout out to Liv. I'm very proud of Liv.
And I predicted something else in the video. I have a history of predicting champions in video games. Now, this wasn't the exact title, but Liv Morgan has been the reigning, defending NXT Women's Champion, and she's been dominating, okay? She's been dominating in my universe mode, and I'm glad to see it like playing out on TV. Yeah. But Liv Morgan has been taking it to the moon, Cameron Grimes style.
And I just feel like Liv with the SmackDown Women's title, I feel like has a lot more opportunity
for the other women.
Yeah, it's a lot more opportunity for the other women. It's a lot more. It's definitely fresh. And I feel like it would definitely get us more invested than what Bianca's doing, unfortunately.
Bianca Belair, sis. We Bianca fans. We Bianca and Tez fans over here. Like, you know what I'm saying?
We dressed up as them for Halloween and all that.
We're going to talk about Tez later. That's my guy, man.
And that's a whole other video.
Bro, that's Bianca, my dude, man. Montez, that's my guy. But anyway, Bianca, like, I'm a huge fan of Bianca Belair. I've been following her since the Mae Young Classic. And I knew that she was going to be a superstar. My only thing with Bianca right now is, you know, I feel like she was giving, even though the crowds are hot for her in these cities and stuff like that, I do feel like there's going to be a point in time, I feel like maybe around SummerSlam time, they're going to start turning on her a little bit.
I mean, they started already. I mean, people were calling her boring last year. After she won a WrestleMania last year, people started like calling her boring. Like, I don't particularly think she's boring, but I do think that it's like y'all kind of did everything with her already.
Oh, like, and the thing is, I feel like she was given everything in like the second go around. I feel like it happened too quick. You know what I'm saying? She won the titles in Tampa last year. We was there. We was there, part of that moment. And then she lost the title at SummerSlam. Was like 18 seconds.
Yeah.
That whole storyline. Then Survivor Series comes around and she beats out like 10 people at one time, bro, on her own. Then the Royal Rumble comes. She didn't win, of course. But then the Elimination Chamber comes and she wins the Elimination Chamber to challenge Becky. So it was just like, I feel like there wasn't enough time for us to get Bianca out of the title picture for us, to me personally, to want it again. That doesn't mean like I didn't want to see Bianca Belair on TV. Yeah. You can have her come in. You can have her mess around with the Street Profits. The benefit of having Bianca Belair on TV with Montez Ford and Dawkins is when she's not in the title picture, you could just stick her with them. You know, whatever they're doing, you can easily stick Bianca Belair with Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. Trust me, it will make the Street Profits look way better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like she was thrusted way in the title picture way too soon. So it's just like this whole storyline with Carmella, you already can tell is filler.
Yeah.
And you can tell her just buying the time for maybe Bayley to come back.
Yeah.
You know? And I do believe that's going to be the person that's going to take the strap off of her. Is Bayley.
Yeah. You know, the thing about Bianca is I feel like she's more likable when she's going for the title as opposed to when she actually has it. Like, I find myself more rooting for her when she's, you know, climbing her way up to get the title. But when she actually has it, it just feels so, okay, like, kind of hollow. Like, what now? You know, but it is that fast tracking, like, problem, you know, going on. And that's also what, like, we were talking about when it came to Theory. When it came to, you know, Austin Theory and, you know.
8-10. Damn.
Yeah, so, you know, switching gears to talk about the Money in the Bank, which I think a lot of people are not happy about with the men's winner.
A lot of people feel like, you know, Theory's starting to get a kind of ghetto gagged down our throats.
Yeah. I mean, the only difference is that because he's a heel, I feel like it could work. And I think he's entertaining while being a heel. But
that's an unpopular opinion because a lot of people feel like Theory's boring. But I like the guy. I've been a fan of Theory for a minute. Like, dude has the look, he has the skill. It's something about Theory that is just, in another few years, I guarantee you he's gonna be turning people's heads.
I mean, I don't think he's boring. I just think the gimmick might get old quick. But I don't think he's boring.
No, he's Theory. Everybody, and I think everybody knows that he's not gonna have that selfie gimmick forever.
Yeah,
that's not gonna be his thing. That's gonna be something years from now. That's gonna be you know, when he finally made it to the top. That's gonna be a nostalgic thing.
Yeah,
he's gonna show up on Raw like maybe like 7-8 years from now. He's gonna pull out his phone, do a selfie, and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, you remember when Theory used to do stuff?" Trust me, it's all gonna be a nostalgia thing. 7-8 years from now when Theory's done established. But my thing with Theory is that he had the match with Big Bob, Big Debo, Big Bobby Lashley, the Almighty. You know what I'm saying? The Almighty King himself. And he had to me, I was entertained by the match. I thought it was pretty solid, pretty average wrestling match. I was entertained because these are two of my guys.
Yeah.
And Bobby did his thing to help make Theory look strong.
Yeah.
He did sell for him. And in the long run, this is in the beginning of the show, you know, Bobby Lashley made him tap out to the full Lashley. You know what I'm saying? So when that happened, I was shocked because it was just like, I knew it was going to be a screwy finish.
I didn't think Theory was going to lose that match. And I mean, once again, Theory did tell the story. Like, there was time where he was cowering in the corner. He did play that.
Yeah, at one point he was like in the fetal position.
Yeah, he did come running out the ring. So once again, he knows how to commit to his character, and that's something that I appreciate. And I feel like when it comes to somebody like him, as long as he'll have that solid feud down the line, like, basically this story needs to be worth it somehow. Like, it can't be like what Roman Reigns is doing right now, where it's just like there's no value to it. There's no value to it right now. So as long as they don't turn Theory into another Roman Reigns, but I don't think they will. But like, as long as they use whatever they're doing with him to also build up somebody else, then I feel like it will be worth it down the line. To have him win the Money in the Bank, I mean, I don't think it was a problem, people having a problem with it because, various reasons. But in my head, I don't feel like anybody in that match besides him needed to win. I don't think anybody besides him really needed to win, to be honest. What did you have? You had...
Well, a lot of people felt like it was either Seth, and Seth was the front runner betting odds.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the people that put money up. Because to lose your money is just to somebody that wasn't even in the match. It was. I'm sorry.
And you know
it was either Seth or Riddle.
And you know what? I just realized that's kind of messed up because all they do is advertise, hey, bet online.
DraftKings.
Yeah, the DraftKings.
WWE scumbags.
Yeah, they literally having y'all trying to spend money you would win money if you bet on whoever's going to win the Money in the Bank.
What happens? I better not lose any form of dollars.
Right.
If WWE, unless they had an other category. Yeah. Now, but the crazy thing is a lot of people thought it was going to be, the person coming out was going to be, adrenaline in my soul, something, Cody Rhodes.
Why did y'all think it was going to be him?
A lot of people thought it was, but first of all, Cody tore his pec.
Yeah, like,
it was a fake injury.
How much more of his
There was geeks online that really thought it was going to be Cody Rhodes. Now, if it was Cody Rhodes, I would have flipped because Cody's my guy. Okay, I'm a huge Cody guy. But,
the only person that I really...
Cody's winning the Rumble.
The only people I cared about in that match was...
Omos?
No. It was Drew and possibly Riddle. I would not have been mad at Riddle winning, but...
Seth was the top runner, and I think a lot of people had it in their head that Seth was going to win, and then Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar was going to have their SummerSlam match.
Seth was going to cash in.
And Seth was going to cash in.
Y'all going to do that
and take the WWE title back to Raw. Because that's what we need. To be honest, Seth Rollins... He's the unofficial WWE champion. He's been feeling like the unofficial WWE champion for months.
Yeah.
He feels like the guy on Raw, and I have my pins with Seth, but to me, I feel like he's been carrying and he's been coming into this character. It's way better than the Messiah gimmick. That gimmick was awful. That gimmick was terrible. This new visionary gimmick, okay, you got me invested. He come out with these stupid looking suits, the worst looking suits that you could ever find on television. But, if Seth Rollins won, I wouldn't have been pissed because, to be honest, we need a world title.
Yeah.
We need, it's at this point, it was weird because when Brock Lesnar was holding the titles hostage, I was one, and this was when I was against Roman Reigns. I was like, bro, I don't care who wins. I don't care if it's Roman Reigns. This is when I hated Roman Reigns. I was like, I don't care who wins the title. It could be Roman Reigns. Get the titles back on television. We need a world title. The Universal title don't mean anything no more. To be honest, it's just dead. It's just nobody cares. Roman Reigns has been on this. I've never seen WWE book somebody so strongly. And this is me going through the Attitude Era, going through the Ruthless Aggression Era, the John Cena, even Super Cena, bro. Come on, bro. 2 years? Roman Reigns is closing in 2 years. He probably did already. 2 years as Universal Champion. And this second run that he's having is awful.
Yeah, like the
second half of this. And first of all, his best rivalry was Jey Uso. The best rival that he had was his first one, and that was Jey Uso. And
the last good one was KO.
The KO matches.
That was the last
my favorite one was the first one. That was with Jey Uso because they told that story.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, those matches. But, I might have an unpopular opinion about that, too. Even though I do feel like, once again, this might be a whole other video as well. But while I do feel like Roman is like, this situation is like a hopeless situation, I kind of like that the titles are not really so much in a picture, only because I just feel like for right now, both the men and the women, well, more so the women, but the men and the women's titles just feel like they're just being hot potatoed around. Like the momentum is sometimes just going too fast. It's trading hands way too, like with the Raw women's title last year, y'all had Charlotte, Rhea held it. Y'all had Nikki hold it. Charlotte hold it, and then technically Becky when y'all switch.
Becky
but
threw it at her. Freaking geeks.
Like, how do y'all had and who had it before Rhea was Asuka, right?
Yeah.
That's 5 women in 1 year. Now I don't know if
and then before that it was Salsa Banks, but I think Asuka had Asuka.
I don't know if that's a common thing or not, but to have 5 world champions in the span of 1 year.
But we need, especially Monday Night Raw, we need and SmackDown as well, but Monday Night Raw for a while, like we need a world champion, and we need a legit world champion on Monday Night Raw. And I feel like Seth Rollins is the unofficial WWE champion.
And my thing is, I'll give it to you. I do think that you do need a champion, but it just felt like it's just being flip flap back for. It just feels like these titles, like, I don't want to say they don't mean anything, but the way they trade hands so constantly to me is like, it's like, what's the value in it? And that's kind of, going back to this Money in the Bank, Bobby getting this title, to me, I felt like, part of me felt like it was a downgrade, but the other part of me was like, okay, maybe he could bring some prestige back to this title.
When I look at something like that, that's not
those titles is basically participation.
It's not necessarily a downgrade, because a lot of people, when they talk about John Cena, and you wasn't watching it, John Cena was multiple time world champion, had over 15, 16 world titles at this point in his career in 2015. He had one of his best runs in his career when he came and he beat Rusev for the U.S. title.
Yeah.
And he used that to elevate the young guys. Now, yes, he was beating these people, but he was introducing the younger stars. He had matches with Cesaro, Neville, who's Pac right now, Sami Zayn, who blew out his arm before the match even started.
Yo, that's crazy.
Kevin Owens. Like, he used this to elevate younger, and it was one of John Cena's best run. I believe he had a match with Dolph Ziggler as well.
Crazy. I totally forgot Sami Zayn was in that match last night.
Oh yeah,
in the money.
He was the honorary Oos.
Yeah, you just said that name. I completely forgot. He was like kind of so non-memorable, but like I said, this whole title situation, it needs to get resolved. I do feel like this Money in the Bank was, for me, it was a great pay-per-view. Of course, match of the night.
Yeah, you talk about things that need to get resolved. We gotta run this back. It's take back season.
And the
Street Profits.
Yeah, it's funny because as many times as we've seen it. When I first saw it, when I saw it was put on the card, I was rolling my eyes. I was like, "Yo, this again!" But they tore the house down.
But to me, that was match of the year. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of these people probably said like, "Oh, you didn't watch the ROH Supercard? You didn't watch the Forbidden Door, man?" And I'm just like, No. Listen. No.
Nah, that match was fantastic.
I'm good. I did not watch it. And I maybe will watch it, but not now. To me, the match of the year is this one. Yeah. Okay, you know what I'm saying? As all the matches that I've seen this year, that is match of the year. They definitely told the story. Montez Ford, and they were selling him on commentary, saying how basically he got bigger in shape. Dude's shoulders, traps, his pecs is perking out. Like, this dude is swole. I don't know what juice he's been drinking, but he's been on swole mode, and he's that singles push is coming.
Yeah, and you also got to give it to the Usos because they healing it up, and while Roman is away,
they're carrying Roman Reigns.
While Roman right now is on this private island or whatever.
He's on his private island. He has to take his boat to get to his private jet to fly to us. You know what I'm saying? He's on the island of relevancy.
Okay. But I have to give it to them. Like, they tore the house down. I just feel like this pay-per-view in general is just a good pay-per-view. And the reason why I feel like it was so good is because even the moments that kind of feel like, I don't want to say, even the things that we normally would say we don't agree with, like Theory winning or
A-Town down.
Yeah, even the thing, I still feel like it has potential. It's not like a person who just did not need it won. Like, Theory may not have needed it, but out of all those guys been in the world title picture before.
And I think even though I wanted this winner, I wanted him to win next year. I do feel like Theory being the Money in the Bank winner is going to go back to how Money in the Bank winners used to have it. And they used to tease it. It's going to look like he's cashing in or whatever. And I think Theory is going to be teasing it up until WrestleMania when he does cash in.
He will make the most.
He's going to cash in at WrestleMania.
He will make it the most entertaining, and I think he might make it the most unpredictable because I think everybody else kind of would have made it predictable if they won. Who would they cash in on? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's our thoughts on Money in the Bank. You let us know, and we'll check you out on the next one.